Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Jay. This is the 29th edition of my Road to WrestleMania series where I review each and every WrestleMania from 1 to 41, ending in April the 20th, 2025. So, we're here at WrestleMania 29. This was the last WrestleMania that I attended with my fiance at this time, Vanessa. And we thought it was going to be epic, and it kind of was. It's the third highest grossing uh, indoor gate after WrestleMania 32 and WrestleMania 3. So it was kind of epic, but the main event was kind of you know. I failed to mention that Triple H, obviously, needless to say, failed to defeat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28, despite having help from Shawn Michaels, and it was a really nice moment that the Undertaker had with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, where they all went out in the ramp. It was called the End of an Era match. Well, right here, uh, once again, the Undertaker is back, and this time CM Punk is challenging for the streak. CM Punk was on his 400 plus day run as WWE champion, one of the longest runs in WWE history. You know, not counting, of course, Bruno Sammartino or Hulk Hogan or Roman Reigns later on. We'll be introduced to Roman Reigns at this pay-per-view, but he was on his run, and during his match at the Survivor Series 2012, came three men down the ring to help him, and they were Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose, three NXT guys to help CM Punk, and we'll be seeing them here at WrestleMania 29. Took place on April the 7th, 2013. Uh, let's get into it. Uh, and the opening match, The Shield, the guys I just talked about, the guys that helped CM Punk at Survivor Series 2012. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins defeat Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus by pinfall. Mark Henry defeats Ryback, and these guys would go on to dominate. Dominate for a whole 2 years. The Shield, the Hounds of Justice. Every time you turned on Raw during this period of time, you saw nothing but the Shield. And initially, Dean Ambrose was the captain, and people thought that Dean Ambrose would be the one to break out of the pack and become the next legend in WWE. That wasn't to be, though. Roman Reigns would take that role. Mark Henry defeats Ryback by pinfall. Team Hell No, which has provided a lot of comedy, uh, 2012 and 2013, defeat Big E and Dolph Ziggler, managed by AJ Lee. Big E was called Big E Langston at this time, and he had made his debut at SummerSlam 2012. Now, the worst Chris Jericho match since he's been back. Uh, he let Fandango put him over. Now, Fandango was actually inspired by Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho had appeared on Dancing with the Stars, and Vince McMahon made fun of him for it. So, because he appeared on that show, he said, I'm going to create a character that will beat you at WrestleMania, this Fandango character. And believe it or not, at MetLife Stadium that day, Fandango was really over. He was really over, but he turned out to be a dud. Alberto Del Rio defeat Jack Swagger by submission for the World Heavyweight retaining the World Heavyweight title. Yeah, this was a throwaway match. For a championship match, this match was not good. And The Undertaker defeated CM Punk by pinfall. Now, CM Punk was on his historic run, which ended at the Royal Rumble 2013 by The Rock. So The Rock is coming in as WWE champion. Now, I'm sure Phil Brooks felt a kind of a way about that, but which would manifest itself the following year when he walks out of the company. He stays gone for 7 years. But that's the way it is. And we're entering a new phase of WWE. The spinner belt is gone, replaced by a new belt, which would be called the network belt, because this is the last year that the WWE, that WrestleMania will be appearing on regular pay-per-view. After this, WrestleMania 30 will see the beginning of the network era in the WWE. And Triple H defeats Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar's first match back, he gets defeated. First WrestleMania match back, he gets defeated by Triple H. But going back to the CM Punk match, this was crazy because CM Punk was doing a lot of antics regarding The Undertaker because Paul Bearer had just died this year, guys. And there was a promo to it where CM Punk actually poured out Paul Bearer's ashes. You know what I mean? What was seen to be Paul Bearer's ashes and disrespecting Paul Bearer. So, The Undertaker had to get revenge, and CM Punk fails to conquer the streak, and he's another victim to the streak, CM Punk. Many people feel that CM Punk, I do, this was the best match on the show. I feel like CM Punk should have ended the Undertaker streak. They were going to end it a year, spoiler alert, they were going to end it the next year anyway. Why not end it with CM Punk? Somebody that actually needed it rather than Brock Lesnar. But Brock Lesnar's first match back, he loses. You know what I mean? No holds barred match. First time back in New York City since what happened in 04. And John Cena walks away as the WWE champion. And what I said that night to my fiance was, man, this felt a lot like WrestleMania 18, didn't it? And she agreed. All that for this, you know what I mean? Just to have The Rock come in, beat CM Punk, ending CM Punk's historic reign, just to uh, just to have Cena win. It seemed like a waste. But the musical performance at this year's WrestleMania was P. Diddy. P. Diddy performed P. Diddy performed at this WrestleMania. I didn't see P. Diddy's performance because I was in the bathroom. And I didn't like P. Diddy by this point anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. But yeah, he performed. He actually performed CM Punk's theme song. So uh, and this is the last time we'll be seeing CM Punk until WrestleMania 40 in the series. And Roman Reigns will become increasingly an important part of this new era, the new era that we're going into, the network era. Like I said, Daniel Bryan will become an increasingly important part. This is kind of the end of an era in a way, because Guys like John Cena and Randy Orton will still be around, but they will not take center stage. After the next WrestleMania that we're about to review, WrestleMania 30 from New Orleans, these other stars will begin to take shape. The Roman Reigns the the Seth Rollinses, the Dean Ambroses, all these new crop of guys. WrestleMania 30 and WrestleMania 31, they'll start to take over. Bray Wyatt, he's here, Bray Wyatt, but he wrestles in a dark match on the pre-show. But the worst match on the show, Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger, is the worst match. And the best match on the show is CM Punk versus Undertaker, no doubt. And I will stand by it to this day that that CM Punk should have ended the Undertaker's streak, in my opinion. If they were going to do it with anybody, they should have did with CM Punk. He deserved it. David says WrestleMania 29 should have been held in Miami, Florida, back to back. Yeah, David, but that would mean that we would have to get 30, and I wanted us to get 30 New York because we deserved it. That was a tradition going back that every 10 years they do WrestleMania in New York. You know what I mean? But they chose to come to New York at 29. I wasn't mad about it because I mean, you know, it wasn't the main event I wanted. I didn't want to see The Rock, defend the WWE Championship against John Cena, but I got to go to my last WrestleMania with the woman that I was engaged with. So, yeah, and this probably be 29 will probably be the last WrestleMania that I'll ever get to go to because since 2023 and since Endeavor has taken over and merged the UFC and WWE together as TKO, the prices are astronomical, and I don't think I'll ever be able to afford another WrestleMania, even if they come back to New York. So the New York, New Jersey area. If they come back to MetLife Stadium, I don't think I'll be able to afford another WrestleMania. So um, I'm glad I got to see this last one because when they come back again in the series and uh, we talk about it, WrestleMania 35. I wasn't there. I didn't get to see Kofi Mania. I didn't get to see him. No, David, we got to agree to disagree there. CM Punk versus Undertaker was the best match on the show, but it wasn't the main event. Like CM Punk said, the main event is the last match. And the main event is billed as John Cena versus The Rock for the WWE title, not CM Punk versus Undertaker. I mean, it was the best match. It was it was the match that should have happened was CM Punk versus Undertaker going on last, and CM Punk ending the streak, and then Undertaker just retiring. What happened the following year at WrestleMania 30, it didn't need to happen, and we'll talk about it once we get to WrestleMania 30. But yeah, this was an experience. We were on our feet for the Fandango thing. We were on our feet most of it for Punk versus Undertaker. But by the time we got to Cena versus Rock 2, yeah, he hasn't main event yet. He hasn't main evented yet, David. I don't know if he ever will. I mean, he might main event at 41. He might main event at 42 in Las Vegas next year. We don't know. What I mean? We can't predict the future, but so far, nothing. What I mean? He left the WWE for 7 years, came back, well, 10 years. He left wrestling for 7 years. He came back and he still uh, didn't get to main event WrestleMania 40 because he got hurt. the fact that Dwayne's in the main event and I'm not makes me sick to my stomach. Seems like that's still the case, Phil. Even in 2025. But yeah, this was my last WrestleMania going to um, with my fiance, and it was incredible for me. The match may not have been that great, but like I said, the WrestleManias and the times I shared with family and friends, especially those that have passed away, it is ones that stick out to me. Maybe the matches weren't that great, maybe the moments weren't that great compared to some other ones, but you know, the times you spend with loved ones is what matters. So that's it. Live from New York, the New York, New Jersey area, MetLife Stadium. That was WrestleMania 29. John Cena walking out with yet another championship. Funny, in 2020, 2025, years and years later, this was 2013. Years and years later, we're still talking about The Rock and John Cena main eventing this year in Las Vegas. So we're on to New Orleans. I was supposed to attend this one. This was going to be my first WrestleMania outside of New York that I was supposed to attend with the same fiance, but unfortunately, she passed away the same year, so we didn't get to go. But we were supposed to attend this one, WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, but we didn't get to see it in person. But I got to see it uh, watching it online. The first network WrestleMania with friends, and it was a memorable experience watching it with them. So we'll get to that tomorrow because I'm tired. you know, I did a lot. We'll get to WrestleMania 30 tomorrow. Once again, David, thank you for joining me, and we'll still continue on this journey. We got 9 more to go. Peace.